Not the tall. That's for sure.
Welcome to the Montgomery County School Board meeting. I call this meeting to order at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, August 15th, and as you're able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, as we begin tonight's meeting, I ask those in the audience to please silence your cell phones because the notifications can be distracting to others in the audience and to the board as we do our business. Before we begin tonight, I did want to take the opportunity to introduce our student school board reps for the year, and all four of them are here with us today in the front row over here, so I'm going to state the name and the school, and please just stand or raise your hand and wave so everybody knows who you are. So from Auburn High School, we have Alexandra Jobst. From Blacksburg High School, we have Lishu Wong. From Christiansburg High School, we have Jomana Amin. And from Eastern Montgomery High School, we have Naomi Ramos Mendoza. So thank you all for being here today at our meeting, and also for the time that you spent with Brenda and others on our staff today. So thank you, and we look forward to having you up on the dais with us in upcoming meetings. All right, next item on the agenda is adoption of the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, Ms. Woods, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Bond?
Yes.
Ms. Franklin? Ms. Graham?
Yes.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Ms. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Chewbacca?
Yes.
6 in favor? No, 5, sorry.
Motion carries. All right, next thing on the agenda is public address. We welcome the opportunity to hear from students, parents, employees, and community members about education matters in this community. I'm going to skip through this because I don't think we have anybody signed up tonight for public address. So seeing no one, public address is closed. All right, next item on the agenda is our consent items. So unless anybody has anything to remove from consent, we'll consider these approved. Okay. Next item is our financial reports, the payment of the bills. Do I have a motion to pay our bills?
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion, board? All right. Is it Ms. Woods? Will you
Ms.
please call the
Bond.
roll?
Ms. Bond?
Yes.
Ms. Franklin?
Yes.
Ms. Graham?
Yes.
Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Ms. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Chewbacca?
Yes.
6 in favor?
Motion carries. All right. Next is our business meeting. Not a whole lot on the agenda tonight, but I'm hoping that we'll get a lot of information from our superintendent when he gives us a report. So we'll start with that. Dr. Reagan.
Thank you, Board Chair Chewbacca. First, I want to thank all of our staff for working diligently over these weeks to get our schools ready for students who will be returning to school tomorrow. We can't wait for the start of the school year and eagerly anticipate tomorrow morning, as I'm sure all of them do. I'm also happy to report, I shared with the school board, that our licensed professional staff, as well as our administrators, voted in favor of the MCEA representing them for collective bargaining in the future. So those next steps will be coming to the board shortly. It's not 100% official yet because there's a 3-day waiting period. So at the end of business tomorrow, I think we'll get official notification. And then the other thing I'd like to do is we have a number of new staff members and in leadership positions across the division that we'd like to just go over briefly, introduce, put a little picture of them on the screen there, and so that everybody knows who they are and what positions they're in. First up, we have Steve Sizemore, who is no longer going to be the principal of the Harding Avenue Elementary School and is now our Director of Elementary Education. Adam Simpson will be our Director of Secondary Education, and right now he still has 1 foot in Blacksburg High School because until we find a replacement, he's going to be kind of shouldering both duties. so I know he's working very hard at that. We have Tricia Menzel as our Administrator of English and Language Arts, and she comes to us all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada. She's been here about 2 months now and is doing a great job. We have Michelle Knotts. She's going to be our Supervisor of School Nutrition, and she comes to us from a food service provider out of South Carolina, where she was a regional manager, and she's done a great job as well, hitting the ground running. Dante Harris is our Director of Facilities. He's coming to us from Missouri, and where he worked in a higher ed environment and facilities management, and I know Dr. Whitaker has said it numerous times how happy she is to see him. And unfortunately, with all the weather we've had recently, we put him to work very quickly with some of our roofing issues and some leaks and things like that, and he's done a great job. Marcia Settle, a longtime administrator in the division, will be the principal at Harding Avenue Elementary School. We know she'll do very well there. Danny Knott, another longtime administrator in the division, is going to be the principal at Christiansburg Middle School. Dr. Rob Johnson, an experienced administrator with the division for a while as well, will be the principal of Blacksburg Middle School. Shane Gwynn will now be the principal of Christiansburg High School, and he was an assistant principal there for a number of years before. Oliver Lewis will be assistant principal at Blacksburg High School. He brings a wealth of experience, especially regarding family engagement and in the communities. David Bird, another longtime administrator, will be an assistant principal at Christiansburg High School. Derek Harrison will be assistant principal at Shawsville Middle School. Again, extensive experience in the division, now in a different assignment. Paige Walters will be our homeless liaison, another central office administrator in a different capacity. And Jamie McLaughlin will be a supervisor of special education coming from the child study team row. We wish all those new administrators that they do a great job in the new positions and they have a great school year. Thank you. That's all I have.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Dr. Bregan. And I see that, I guess we've broken out the staffing update as a separate agenda item. So with that, we're going to do a staffing update since school's about to start tomorrow. See where we are.
Good evening, Church Vaca, board members, Dr. Bregan. Happy to give you another update. I was here 2 weeks ago to let you know where we stand, so we'll take a look at our numbers now 2 weeks later. So I've done a comparison. This isn't last year versus this year this time, but this is 2 weeks ago, August 1st versus now. So again, I've broken it up in categories for you to see. Can you all hear me? So we've got administrators, that hasn't changed yet, so we're still in the process of looking for administrative positions, and I'll show those on the screen in a minute. We've made some progress in the area of elementary, where we had 7 openings, or 7 vacancies, I should say, 2 weeks ago. We've narrowed that down to 4, with 1 in the hiring process. The secondary level, we've made a lot of progress. We had 8 vacancies 2 weeks ago, we now have 2.5. Special education, we have seen a little bit of an uptick, but I will say those are not, one of those is not a teaching position. One was somebody going from one position to another. And then classified, we made a little bit of progress there. All right, so let's break this down and look specifically at each area. So again, these are our open administrator positions. These have not changed since I spoke to you on first, so we are still in the process of accepting applications and looking to fill administrative gifted program. We're in the process of that one. We're reviewing and accepting applications for the coordinator of 504 mental health, principal at Blacksburg High School, and then of course the director of human resources. These are our elementary vacancies as of today. I will point out that there's only 1 classroom teacher that has not been filled, and someone is in the hiring process for that. The Falling Branch position that was open 2 weeks ago, that has now been filled. The reading specialist at Harding Avenue, that position is still open, but we do have a licensed substitute in place who's starting the year. We have now filled the library media specialist at Bellevue and Auburn Elementary. We have 2 counselor positions, but we do have a long-term sub in place at one of those. We do have 5 special education teacher positions in elementary school. 2 two preschool special education teachers, and one is in the hiring process. And we are currently accepting applications for a speech language pathologist. That also falls under special education, and school psychologist. That's the newest vacancy we've had in the area of special education. And again, that vacancy was created when that person took the special education coordinator position recently. At the secondary level, you can see we've made some progress in the last 2 weeks. All of our CTE positions that were open have been filled. Those were at CMS and Shawsville Middle School. All of our math teacher positions at Blacksburg High School and Christiansburg High School have been filled. One of our counselor positions at Blacksburg High School has been filled, and then the other two that are open, we have long-term subs in those positions. We recently had a reading literacy, a part-time reading literacy position open up, and again, that was because that person left that position to take a teaching position. And then we are down to one special education teaching position at CMS. So those are the vacancies at the secondary level for certified. Move on and look at our classified employees. We continue to have 2 open HVAC positions. We have made progress in our grounds and maintenance department. One position has been filled there, and we are still looking to fill a computer technician position in our technology department. In our transportation department, we have filled the 2 open 6.5-hour positions, but are still looking for 5 4.2-hour positions. But again, as I indicated last time, we are operational even with those openings. And then we're looking for a fleet technician and 3 bus aides. Other open classified positions as of today, we have 2 administrative assistant positions open, one at BHS, one at Mont Central, which we're currently accepting applications. We have a part-time payroll specialist position downstairs. Last time we had 2 open floater nurse positions. Those now have both been filled, and one of those did create a new vacancy at Christiansburg Elementary School. So we're taking applications for that. We have 3 instructional aid positions, but one is in the hiring process, 1 preschool aid position. We've made a little bit of progress in filling special education aid positions. We went from 15.5 2 weeks ago to 13.5, but there are 3 candidates in the hiring process. So we hope to see that number continue to go down. And then we are looking for a music therapist. In the area of lunch recess aides, we've made some progress. We've reduced those vacancies from 9 to 7, and there are currently 4 candidates in the hiring process. Still looking for 2 lunch or recess aides. We recently had the ISS aide position at BMS open up. We have a virtual lab aide position we're trying to fill. And then in the area of our custodians, we have 4 vacancies at the elementary level, and at the secondary level, we are down to 8. So I know that still is a lot of vacancies, but we are making progress in that area. And then lastly, I just wanted to give you numbers on our substitute information. We had 29 new substitutes attend orientation this month, and so currently we have 337 active substitutes.
Okay, thank you. I guess, Board, is there any discussion, any questions, any comments?
It's a team effort.
Anyone else? I guess my question is on this. It's always hard for me without some context, but it sounds like for any of the positions that are unfilled, that we're still okay either through substitution or something else. I mean, is there any area here that you or Dr. Bragan are alarmed about, concerned about, need additional help from the board on?
I mean, we're able to address these vacancies with substitutes and moving people around. So like I said, it's not ideal, but I don't think we're in an emergency situation. I mean, this year we had a number of special ed openings last summer. We have several this summer as well. I think that's a trend that is seen across, school divisions, not just in the area, but across the state and across the nation. It's sort of a shortage area.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if there's any trends on this in the last few years. And, I mean, come, 4 or 5 months from now, I guess 4 months from now, when we're doing a budget, when you guys are doing a budget, when you're putting it together, I guess is what I mean, right? We're not going to, you and I aren't going to be around to approve it, but, it would be, that would, to me, would be the time to be looking at any trends and saying, okay, rather than, if we're seeing a trend down on some of this stuff where, every year we're starting school with, for example, less and less and less and less custodians, do we need to do a little bit more there? Or if it's some other position or something, right? So that would just be my comment on that. Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right, board. We are to unfinished business, which we do not have any unfinished business. So on to new business. Does anyone have any items of new business? I'm sorry? We did that already when... Yeah, he went over some of the new hires and movements, right?
Yep.
Anything else? Okay.
Just that we're ready for school to start tomorrow.
Okay. All right, announcements and information. Board?
So on the 26th, the Dialogue on Race will be having its summer summit, and we will be at the new Huckleberry Park. So we're very excited about that, from 4 to 6:30. So everyone is invited to register and attend, or just show up.
8:26 at 4 p.m. What was the location?
The Huckleberry Park. the
Oh,
new-
Huckleberry Park. Okay.
Where's that? New Huckleberry Park? Where is it?
It's off Pepper's Ferry, right? Isn't it right off Pepper's Ferry Road?
Past the mall.
Off the Huckleberry.
Yeah. Great. Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else, board? I'll just say that I appreciate all the work that's gone in from the staff and from teachers and everybody getting ready for the school year. I know it starts off kind of being oh man, it's back to school, but I think we're at that point where I feel like there's excitement and at least some happiness maybe. So thank you all for all your work. All right. The upcoming school board meetings can be seen on board docs and agenda prep. I think it's just the usual for now. And now we will enter into closed session. So do I have a motion to enter into closed session as authorized by section 2.2-3711 of the Code of Virginia to discuss, what do we got, one personnel matter?
Second.
A motion and a second. Ms. Woods, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Bond? Yes. Ms. Franklin? Ms. Graham? Yes. Mr. Hudson?
Yes.
Ms. Cass? Mr. Chewbacca?
Yes.
6 in favor.
Motion carries. We're in closed session.